This broadcast is a presentation of WCXO Sports. WCXO Sports, since 1999, the sports voice of the Carlisle Indians, the Central Cougars, the Mater Dei Knights, and the Westland Warriors, presents Talkin Sports on Max 96.7. Talkin Sports is powered by Mako Elevator in Centralia. See Mako for a variety of fertilizer, seed corn, and seed soybeans. Talkin Sports is brought to you by Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in Centralia. Kaskaskia College. The future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Emin Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. Nordike Funeral Home with 5 locations to serve your needs. Lee's Sports in Nashville. McKendree University in Lebanon. Country Financial Representative Marvin Gerdes in New Baden. Seaver Brothers in Carlisle. And by Becker Jewelers with locations in Breeze and Highland and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Here's the host of Talkin Sports, Rip Nottmeyer.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Talkin Sports. Rip here in the Weigman Ford studio on this Saturday. And right off the bat, by the way, I want to apologize because there's nothing I can do about it. I'm taking all kinds of stuff, but I got a heck of a cold and cough. That's the big deal, if I can stymie that cough. But we got one guest. That's all we need this morning. Of course, Centralia native and former Major League star Gary Gaetti will be with us all hour long, and we're going to get to him after we do some scores and stuff. And we also, of course, have the trivia quiz at 594-2576, 594-2576. And today, you can win a $15 gift certificate to the Gridiron Grill in Breeze. But right now, we're going to whip through mainly scores, and that is brought to you by Hoffman Auto Body, located just 7 miles north of Carlisle. When your car or truck needs, well, it's going to get in the jam. It's going to get plunked somehow, somewhere, and when it does, go see Hoffman Auto Body. Okay, let's reel through some high school basketball scores. And then we'll have, and a little bit more, and then we'll have the G-Man. In tournament play last night up at Effingham Central, marked Robinson 58-45. At Mater Dei, the Knights knocked off Gateway Legacy Christian 55-47. The Centralia Orphans went to 3-0 as they beat Julian of Chicago 65-52. It was Salem over Red Hill 51-48. Marion edged Mount Vernon 37-35. The Kaskaskian Classic begins today, and Carlisle will tip it off against Hillsborough at 6 o'clock. In girls action last night, the Carlisle Lady Indians won in 26 a year ago. They're 4-0 this season as they beat Nokomis 42-37. The Lady Indians sweep that tournament. 4-0 Christa Rock edged Central A&M 46-44. In college basketball, Illinois is perfect at 6 up and none down. Michael Finke had 22 to pace the Illini over North Carolina Central, 86-73. Missouri wins again, and, of course, they're playing without Michael Porter Jr., and he is likely done for the year and off to the NBA. All the ranked teams won, except they won't be ranked anymore because Arizona came in at number 2 in the AP. They've lost 3 games already this season. We're barely underway. The Blues lost last night. You can't win them all. The Predators blanked the note 2-0 at Scott Trade. Pekka Rinne made 37 saves for the Preds. The Blues are home for the Minnesota Wild tonight. In college football, a big upset yesterday. Pitt knocked off the Hurricanes, the undefeated Hurricanes, at Miami 24-14. Actually, it was at Pitt, but Miami falls, and so the college football playoff rankings, and it could get jumbled more because there's some big games today, including Alabama, Bama, and Auburn at 2:30. That's on my list of things to do. And the Illini will play today, kind of. And Missouri, they get another win yesterday. Every time Missouri beats an SEC team, the coach they beat gets fired. And it happened to the Arkansas coach now. You lose to Missouri, we don't want you anymore. That scores and stuff, a brief, and that is fine. It's brought to you by Hoffman Auto Body, located just 7 miles north of Carlisle. When your car or truck needs major or minor repairs, see Hoffman Auto Body. We are back with Gary Gaetti and trivia and plenty more, I think, on Talkin Sports for a Saturday morning. Stay with us.
Farmers State Bank is dedicated to the communities they serve. They've been making home loans for over 100 years. They are and will continue to be a strong, steady, common sense leader that's always focused on what's best for you and the community. And remember, Farmers State Bank has loan professionals standing by to assist you in making the right decision for your needs. That's Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. An equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 404955.
If you're looking for Nissan quality, be sure to check out what Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan and Centralia has to offer. Munkin's has the entire field covered with a great lineup of Nissans, including Maximas, Altimas, and Sentras, SUVs and crossovers, and Titan and Frontier trucks. And you can relax when you shop Munkin's because you know you're getting the better deal every time, along with terrific service after the sale. For your Nissan, log on to Munkin1.com, or better yet, visit Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in person, Route 161 West in Centralia.
When's the last time you had your eyes checked? Schedule an eye exam today at Breeze Family Vision Center or Lebanon Optometric Center. I'm Dr. Claire Thorpe-Klinsky, and if it's been more than a year, you might need a new prescription. If you use a computer regularly or are suffering from allergies, those both can be causes of eye strain or fatigue. Schedule a complete eye health exam today to find out if your eyes are healthy. We may be able to detect glaucoma and other eye diseases early. At Breeze Family Vision and Lebanon Optometric Center, we examine more than just your vision.
As a business owner, you know that every year brings new challenges and opportunities. The success of your business demands expertise and focus, and Country Financial can help you keep that focus by helping ensure you have the right insurance protection in place to meet your goals. Marvin Gertis, your Country Financial representative in New Baden, can help you create a customized insurance plan that has coverages designed just for your business. Call Marvin Gertis today, 588-7112. Coverages may vary by state. Policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Bloomington.
I'd like to start a campaign to blow the buttons off people's radios. Is that realistic?
This is Max 96.7.
All right, we are back. Welcome back, everybody. Rip here in the Wiegman Ford studio. We're here every Saturday morning, 9 to 10, Monday and Wednesday nights, 6 until 7. Hopefully I'll get through this without a hitch. That's my plan. And how about this? We're going to go to the H&H Computer Services guest mic for a Centralia native and a former Major League star indeed, Gary Gaetti. Gary, welcome back to Talkin', and welcome in person this time.
Hi, Rip. Thank you very much. It's good to be here.
Of all the times I've had you on through Centralia and Salem and here, and it just, I mean, obviously you're all over, you're here and there, and it's just never worked out. And so it's good to have you in that same seat where Brian Everskirt has sat a few times, you know?
Congrats to him for his new job. That's awesome.
Yeah, indeed. Well, we've got a lot to get through in this hour. We'll try and cover as much of the book as we can, and we'll start maybe with your latest chapter with the Sugarland Skeeters. 6 years we've been talking to, the last 6, I suppose, on that, and the 6th came to a close in September, I guess it was. But you had quite a run with that independent team down there, right around the outskirts of Houston.
Yeah, it was a good time. The baseball was, about AAA quality, but I'm just saying, just being, in charge of like the general manager's duties and travel and all that kind of stuff. I learned a lot about baseball and the workings of baseball, and yet I got my fix for being on the field, and it was just, it was a neat experience. It didn't really end the way I wanted it to, but we were successful, put a good product out there. The fans, really bought into what they were trying to do out there in entertainment, and it was good baseball. So, I mean, it was just a really good experience, and won a championship. I mean, that's a big deal.
Yep.
And really all we tried to do is win, I mean, the league was started, the Atlantic League started trying, their goal was to get guys back into affiliated ball and maybe to the major leagues and stuff like that. So that was a big deal, and I feel pretty good about what we were able to accomplish as far as getting guys back there. So I mean, it's a combination. You try to win, then you lose half your team, and you feel good about it. But then you can't. It takes about 2 weeks to try to regroup, and
the Grizzlies have the same thing here.
I talked to those guys last winter, and
did you talk to Phil, the manager? Phil won?
Yeah. Yeah, we had
very good.
Well, we had the St. Louis Hall of Fame.
Right.
Deal, so,
okay, congratulations on that.
A lot of people don't understand what independent minor league baseball is all about, and it's really cool. It really is cool, and I was glad I got to do that.
But yes, it was a lot of work, but that was perfect for you. That'd be perfect for me if I was that talented, because I'm stubborn. I like to do it. You're the GM. You're the manager. You're the. I mean, that's the way you draw it up, right?
Yeah, it got to be the business side of it got to be a little more than I wanted it to be, just because you got to try to stay within budget and stuff like that, and it's just you're kind of limited, And I, basically got reprimanded and kind of like told to step down because I was paying my players too much money, which is just, it's just. That's just
you went over the salary cap.
I certainly did do that, and I apologize, but the way I looked at it was like, our guys playing at Sugar Land, being the only team in Texas and having to travel to the Northeast. It's hard to play down there, and I just thought, you know what, these guys deserve a little extra, and
right,
it came back and got me. But
yeah,
I don't have any regrets.
No, and you shouldn't be. You're on an island. Your team, everybody else was up on the East Coast.
Yeah, we
expansion never kicked in, did it?
No, it didn't. I mean, we had a unique set of circumstances that made it hard for the guys and for us, and we're traveling twice a week, and it was logging a lot of hours in the air, and then just coming back home, and like I said, we'd come back, and the scheduling wasn't good because it always worked against us because we were the only team that was so far out that we'd come in them. Believe me, I don't care if you're in the major leagues, the minor leagues, whatever. A 7-game series against the same team
with the same umpire.
No, they figured that out early. We couldn't do that, so they had to switch crews in the middle of the series. Okay. It can get kind of weird, and then you become good friends with the other team, and it's like, okay, how you doing today? So.
No, that's good. And that Constellation Field looked fantastic.
A beautiful place.
I mean, the views I have it on the internet alone. Well, I saw some games on. They were on
ESPN,
wherever, YouTube,
ESPN3,
ESPN3 and stuff, and so forth. But yes, you had a lot of success. You won the Atlantic League Championship last year, and not only that, you were perfect in the postseason too. You skipped through 6 in a row. No one had ever done that before.
No, that was unique. We tried to gag it going down the stretch. I lost my best starting pitcher and my best player that had to go back to school, and he was just coming to play on weekends.
Oh, wow.
So it's hard to get over something like that. We went 2-12 down the stretch, and then I just kind of said, well, really, I don't care if we win or lose. I just don't want to lose what we have had all year in the clubhouse here. And the guys responded, and they just got hot. So it was that was unique. And there's a lot of stories like that came out of Sugar Land, and even in the Atlantic League, there's a lot of good stories about, comebacks like that, and, so I'll just, that's one of those little feathers in your hat that you get to, think about, and, you have visions in your mind about how it all went down and all this kind of stuff.
It came together for you for sure. And then throughout 3 years earlier, 2013, that's when you didn't win the championship. You went to the finals, didn't you?
We got swept in the first round.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it was a weird deal.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't remember.
If I wouldn't have lost 10 of my guys that year, I lost 10 guys, and still we won 95 games.
That's a handful.
Games.
That's 2 handfuls.
I mean, I lost some guys that were having some good years, and we just had the momentum. I mean, we weren't just beating guys; we were demoralizing the other teams because I had such a mix of power and speed and really good pitching. And I think it was one of those things where we only lost if we had a lead after 7 innings, we only lost 1 or 2 games. So
you spent a lot of time on the phone, didn't you?
What's that?
Calling up guys.
Oh,
can you come play tomorrow anyway? We need you tomorrow. Can you throw 6?
I did more of that today or this year than I ever have had to, and it was just because of the timing of when the guys were signing. And there's like periods like right after spring training, then there's like after the first month, and then right before the draft. These teams are looking for players. The affiliated teams are looking for players at strategic times, and actually at the All-Star break. Right, right around the draft, before the draft, the major league draft, that's when you start losing guys. And I lost my 2 or 3 best players this year, and it's really hard to regroup. But I was definitely on the phone. I had everybody on the phone saying, "Hey, can you come and? Hey, would you mind driving to from York to Bridgeport and meet us there, and then drive down to Houston?"
We'll have a uniform for you. Or just
it was hard, man.
Wear whatever T-shirt you want.
It was hard.
Yeah,
it was all right.
But yeah, you had among others. One of you can go through a few, but I know Tracy McGrady was one of the what a basketball player. Of course, he had some talent, right? But I mean, for one thing, he hadn't pitched in a long, long time, and I don't imagine his mechanics were actually.
No, Tracy was he's an awesome athlete, and what a quality, great guy he was. But as a manager, it was a nightmare because he tried to get his arm in shape. He didn't realize the the difficulty that he was going to have rebounding, and he put a lot of work into his mechanics and this and that. But I would rather seen the guy just reach back and just throw it as hard as he could, and throw it, 110 miles an hour if he could.
How hard could he throw it?
I don't know. I mean, he pitched around the mid 80s, but he was trying to be mechanically perfect, and he had.
So he was trying to do too much of that.
Basically, instead of just letting it go, what I'm saying. But he
was thinking instead of just.
And he had a lot of deception because he's like 6'10" or whatever it was, and it's and he had a nice presence out there. But I was thinking, I had to manage it like the only thing I could do is start him. Because it would take him an hour to warm up, and I couldn't use that in the bullpen, and then it would take him, sometimes 10 days to recover. And it's like you couldn't do bullpen stuff with him, but it worked out good. It was a neat experience. He had got his fill, and I just told him, I remember telling him, I said, hey, are you sure that you want to go to Waldorf, Maryland with us on a bus and stay at the La Quinta? You know what I'm saying?
Maybe not.
But he was really, really a cool guy. He brought his chef in, and that was a real treat for the guys. They made lunch and
great,
and food for us every night. So I mean, it's really neat. It was one of those neat things that because it was in the Atlantic League, and I'm kind of like the boss. You could do that. You know what I'm saying? Didn't have to worry about somebody telling you
flexibility.
Yeah, but it was nice. It was a really neat time.
But you had some established like Scott Kazmir, who ended up going back to the majors and really doing well.
That's a good story.
Yeah, tell us about him when he was with you. What was the circumstances that brought him to Sugarland? First of all,
Well, he was from Houston.
Oh, he was. Grady's a Houston guy.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm saying that was I was friends with Scott's agent. Our daughters played softball together. So so I'm trying to think his name. Scott's name came up at some point, and I got his number, and I called him and I said, "Hey man, just come out," because he had just been released by the Angels. He signed that big deal and he got weirded out. I don't know.
Cleveland maybe, yeah.
Anaheim.
Anaheim.
Yeah, and then because we worked together when I was with Tampa Bay down a couple years prior, and then I had to beg Scott to come out. Just please come and just see what we got down here. I'll go at your pace. If you want to work out. You want to pitch, whatever. And he was working out inside and doing some stuff. I said, you just tell me whenever you're ready. If you feel like you're ready, let's do something. And it was a wild ride. I mean, he was really bad to start.
Really,
it had nothing to do with his physical ability. I think he'd lost his confidence.
I bet.
And it took a while for him. And I let him struggle now. I mean, it was my team struggled with him because he might throw 65 pitches in the first inning, give up 5 or 6 runs, and he's done. So now I got to manage that. But he really he got his confidence back, and he really started pitching instead of just throwing. I mean, that's one of those really good stories. Like he got it back, and
certainly did.
And it was fun. It was fun to see him do that. But had he gone anywhere other than Sugarland,
wouldn't have.
He would have been released after his first couple starts, because the AAA teams affiliated, they wouldn't have put up with that. So I'm saying I let him struggle through a month or so of my team taking it.
Hey, I'm sure you appreciate it because it came out great for him too.
Well, it's one of those things I told you, no regrets, because the league was founded and started to try to do that very thing, and you got to mix and match, where you can wait with the guy, But I mean, it's such a good story that the publicity, had it not even panned out, just him being in the league, the publicity of these guys being in our league brought that awareness to what the league was doing and what minor league baseball and what everybody's trying to do. So we tried to sign the big name guys,
Well, and it
doesn't always pan out. But
Roger Clemens had that little toil on the mound for you. That was the national. I guess that was an ESPN game that night.
That was special.
It was
really special, and him getting to pitch to his son. I mean, that was really special.
And he ended up playing for you, Cody.
Yep.
Caught for you, I believe.
Yep.
Jason Lane's a good story too.
Great story.
Now what he hit. And he pitched. What was the deal with him?
Well,
DHing.
He was trying to make a comeback as a pitcher, and he was with the Diamondbacks, and I'm trying to think where else. And they released him, and he called. Then he went to spring training with the Twins. That was after us, I think. But he's trying to make a comeback as a pitcher because he pitched in college and at USC was outstanding. He's just an all-around great athlete, but I had him come over, and he was pitching out of the bullpen. He was like, they were trying to use him out of the bullpen as a lefty specialist, and then we watched him, me and Brett Burns said, we got to get this guy on the mound, because what we wanted to do was his demeanor and his stuff was more starter stuff than it was like a lefty specialist. But it gave me the flexibility of letting him play outfield and DH on the days he didn't pitch. And I mean, really, for the most part of the season, he was hitting like 340 and leading the team in homers. And I mean, just
pitchers can hit in high school.
But Jason Lane has been one of my. I had him in AAA and had him in the big leagues, and he's just one of my favorite athletes that I've ever coached. You know, just a great guy, and he really became actually the best pitcher in the league, in our league, and got back to the big leagues and pitched in San Diego in the big leagues, and it was like just yes,
exactly. I love that stuff too.
I think he hit a home run. He pinch hit and hit a home run in spring training last year or the year before last. Or something.
We're both old enough now to remember Gibby hitting some home runs.
Yeah.
And,
man,
that pitcher, I don't know his name, but from Japan, apparently he's a heck of a hitter. He wants to do both over here. He's coming to America. He's going to sign with somebody, and he wants to do some play the outfielder. Yeah, that's what I read the other day, where maybe he might be best suited for an American League team where he wouldn't actually have to play the field or the day after he pitches, but he could at least DH. But especially got a lot of power. Apparently stuff, but
it's a neat possibility if you're sitting on the other side saying, "What can this guy do?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he does it all the time there, just like high school. I pitch one day and I play wherever. And
I like that. That's fun.
So the association is over though with the Skeeters after 6 really good. You made the playoffs 3 to 6 years, a championship, won 95 games another year. I think you maybe rode an elephant during the pregame, or did that ever happen?
No, I would have. But
I know you would have.
It was either that or they're thinking about rappelling out of a helicopter and doing whatever. I mean,
that didn't happen?
I'd have done it though.
You did some other stuff. That's minor league baseball, and that's all part of the show. Huh?
That's right.
But now what as far as I happened to run into Gary and Hoffman at Husman Park while I was speed walking there, Gary. I don't know if you could tell, but anyway, we're talking then just a little bit. And what are you planning on taking a year off and getting back into, or you don't know yet?
Whatever it is, I don't know. I'm
see what's out there. See what
I'm kind of enjoying being a free agent. You know, I mean, I'm just wondering if my age is working against me as far as getting another job in baseball. You know, and there's a lot of I don't want to be. I probably don't want to be a hitting coach. I'd consider a bench or a third base coach, but I really like the managing part of it, you know.
I don't blame you.
Unless you're with a team for a while, you're not just going to get thrown in there and get a manager's job unless you've spent time with the organization. And I'm not sure I want to go back to AAA. And
you're more than ready. You were ready years ago.
I don't know, but I know what I am thinking about. I mean, I've really enjoyed being able to come back here, even though my mom's in the nursing home over here in Carlisle. I mean, I have enjoyed coming back to Centralia and catching up with some folks and and thinking about getting involved in some things here in Centralia, you know. And there's a few things in the works, but I don't know. I guess I said it to Joni the other day. I was like, you know what? I'm really glad I don't have to go to the ballpark today. It's one of those things that you never get to see the sunset and all that kind of stuff. But
you might get that itch come April. Huh?
I don't know.
Maybe not.
I don't know. I mean, I've kind of been invited.
You played
back.
20 years in the majors, and you've been coaching a lot. And
I know. I just it's weird when you miss every summer, and you're in spring, you're always busy. It's like I never have taken a full season off, and maybe it's time. I mean, it's just it didn't end the way I wanted it to end, but I'm liking the possibilities that I'm looking at in front of me, just for the things that I like to do, and just being able to visit with my family and not having such a strict schedule that you're gone all the time. I mean, I basically like to cook, and I like to work in the yard and stuff like that.
We'll be looking forward to your cookbook.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things I'm thinking about doing.
All right.
Not a cookbook. I mean, I just like to cook. I mean, it's like, and then one of my real things I really like to do is boil crawfish, and it's kind of a southern thing, but I would love to bring that up here and treat the people in Central.
The Blue Room in New Minden, they've got some of that. They have a party every spring, I believe it is.
Well, I mean, you ought to see it down south. I mean, I'm thinking about buying a trailer and coming up here and having some fundraisers and boiling some crawfish. And
this is going to be good. Yeah.
I just love, those things, and I might have a chance to do that. So at least I'll have the time. And I mean, there's a few other things, but that's one of the things I really have a passion for is, boiled crawfish.
But if that right job comes around, you may come out.
I don't know how it would come around.
Presented to you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how it would come around unless I try to pursue that. You can't. I can't just sit around and wait for somebody. I mean, I'd have to go and call the Cardinals or somebody and say, hey, you know,
but you could I offer with all your connections?
Well, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if the connections are still good or not, but just say, you know, I'd like.
Well, if a couple of them fell by the wayside of the Cardinals, now you can go through Gertie.
Well, yeah, you never. But I'm just saying, maybe there's something in Texas that I could do for an organization. I just haven't really pursued that yet. I mean, I got issues with, you know, my family and, you know, my mom and stuff like that. I want to make sure that, you know, some of those things are taken care of, and I haven't committed, you know, more than I can, you know, do right now. But I could scout or whatever. I don't know. I'm just saying right now, I'm not looking for a full-time job in baseball.
We'll see what happens. We shall see what. All right, that's Gary Gaetti. We have plenty more with him on Talking Sports this Saturday morning. He's all the G-Man for the whole hour and so forth. When we turn the page, we'll come back and do some trivia. So stick and stay on this Saturday morning.
Southern Bus and Mobility is your Brawnability dealer in Breeze. Brawnability features the broadest lineup of wheelchair-accessible vehicles with more brands, entry types, features, and price points than any other manufacturer in the industry. See for yourself at Southern Bus and Mobility why a new or certified pre-owned wheelchair-accessible Brawnability vehicle is the only way to go. Call 526-4131 or stop by just east of Breeze on Old Route 50.
McKendree University is a great place to continue your sports career. It's also a great place to continue your education. McKendree offers a wide range of degrees, including master's degrees in business, nursing, education, and professional counseling. If you'd like, you can access McKendree's quality education through the flexibility of online degrees. To learn more about McKendree, log on to McKendreeOnline.com or call 1-800-BEARCAT. McKendree University is ready when you are.
Hello, this is Ken Oberfell on Talkin' Sports at Max 96.7.
Seaver Brothers has what you're looking for. Take a spin with Seaver Brothers and drive home in your new or pre-owned Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, or Dodge truck today. Let Seaver Brothers give you the car buying experience that no other dealership can offer. Seaver Brothers stands behind their products and also has an outstanding service department with qualified technicians to keep your vehicles running strong. Stop by Seaver Brothers, 811 Washington Street in Carlisle, or call 594-2624 for your next Seaver Brothers sales associate.
It's time to get away with Easy End Travel's Big Winter Sale. Find great deals now that'll put a beach within your reach. How about Cancun or Riviera Maya? Maybe Punta Cana or Jamaica? Easy End Travel has tons of options. Call Darlene or Heather and find out. 526-2201. Remember, the internet's for looking, your travel agent's for booking. And it's easy with Easy End Travel in Breeze.
Flying in the face of conventional wisdom.
There's no rules and no laws and lots of litter.
Every day.
This is Max 96.7.
Hello, everybody. Rip here in the Weekend Sports Studio for a Saturday morning. Battling through this cough so far, I'm winning, kind of. I shouldn't have brought that up. Gary Gaetti is with us. He'll be back logging some more time as we roll along here right now. Let's play trivia.
It's time for the Easy End Travel Trivia Quiz on Talkin' Sports. Escape to paradise with Easy End Travel in Breeze. Call 526-2201.
Thank you, Mel. By the way, our time is 9:29 on the button. That time drop is brought to you by Breeze Furniture, Jan's Uniforms, and everybody's eligible to play unless you're someone who has won in the last 4 weeks and you can't be affiliated with or related to anyone here at Max 96.7 or Easy End Travel, or for today, the Gridiron Grill in Breeze. Nate Bedard is forking over a $15 gift certificate to the Grid. Why go anywhere else? You need to pick up that prize within 30. Here's the question at 594-2576, 594-2576. Hey, it's Gary Gaetti trivia. How appropriate, huh? Hey, here we go. A lot of accomplishments. This one's on number one. The G-Man homered in his very first major league at-bat. You remember that one, Gary? Oh, yes. That crush came against the Texas Rangers. Who did he hit that first home run against? Fergie Jenkins, Rick Honeycutt, or Charlie Huff? Which pitcher did Gary homer off in his first at-bat in the show? Fergie, Honeycutt, or Charlie Huff? Give us a buzz at 594-2576, 594-2576 if you want to ring up a gift certificate to the Gridiron Grill in Breeze. We're back after these.
Nordyke Funeral Home is thinking about your future and offers secure, pre-planned funeral arrangements, relieving the emotional burden for those you love, allowing you to express your own wishes, and assures peace of mind with financial concerns when your family needs it the most. Nordyke Funeral Home has 5 locations in Albers, Aveston, Breeze, New Baden, and now Carlisle. Visit NordikeFuneralHome.com or call 588-3533. Striving to earn your family's confidence and trust, Nordyke Funeral Home with 5 locations.
Need insurance? Insurance you can really count on? If so, turn to Dan Imming at Imming Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Dan and his staff will provide you with the insurance coverage and service you deserve. Whether it's auto, home, life, health, or commercial, your choices aren't limited either. Imming Insurance Agency represents many outstanding companies, so get covered by the best. Call Imming Insurance Agency at 594-4536 or stop by 589 9th Street in Carlisle. Imming Insurance Agency, a proud supporter of Clinton County sports.
Is the all-new Chevy Silverado the right truck for you? Hi, Colby Voss at K&J Chevrolet in Carlisle. The all-new Chevy Silverado has the comfort and conveniences you expect from a Chevy, plus the performance and handling you need. We have several new trucks to choose from, and if we don't have it, we'll find it for you. Stop by K&J Chevrolet and drive a Silverado and see for yourself what a tremendous value we offer and what the hype is all about. K&J Chevrolet in Carlisle, just west of town on Old Route 50. Chevrolet, find new roads.
What? Is this real? Hey, yo, sir. Do you know what I'm about to pay for gasoline?
With the Fuel Rewards Network program, you won't believe how much less you can pay for your fill-up at participating Shell stations.
Look at that.
Just shop through fuelrewards.com and dine at participating restaurants to earn rewards. Then use your Fuel Rewards Network card at Shell and save. Want to pay less for fuel? Sign up free at fuelrewards.com. Restrictions apply. Limit 20 gallons per purchase per vehicle. For information on rewards expiration and other details, see fuelrewards.com.
Scientists say the universe is random. Why should your radio station be any different?
You've got Max 96.7.
Hello again, everybody. Rip here in the Week Report studio on this Saturday morning. We have a winner. Here's the winner is Dwayne Hillsman from Breeze, and here's the question. We'll ask the G-Man to give us the answer. Anyway, Gary, it was September 20th, 1981, down at Arlington Park. And who'd that first bomb come off of? Was it Fergie there, Honeycutt, or Charlie?
It was Charlie Huff, the knuckleballer. Yep, he threw a floater in there, and I just walloped it, just like a line drive to left. It was kind of neat to get the ball back. Hit off the facing right above the fence in the stadium, and end up getting the ball back, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, not bad. So and it wasn't knuckler. He didn't, for some reason, throw that.
He never threw anything but a knuckleball.
He never threw a fastball.
If it was 3-0, he might throw like a little spinning cut fastball thing, but it wouldn't be something that you really want to hit. You know, just a little high. It'd be just up above out of strike zone or out or something like that. He really didn't care if he walked.
He pitched a long time.
Yes, he did.
Well, you were just telling me. I got it down here 9 years later.
Yeah.
You had number 200
my 200 home run off of him, too, a grand slam. So, but he was one. I mean, I got him a few times. There's something about my swing. I was able to hit knuckleballers, fairly well. It's like slow pitch softball. You just get one and just because I could hit a high fast. I could hit the high ball.
Yeah,
and that's what you try to do is get out and get out in front of one and just yank it. And but I'll tell you, if he got to you, if you were 0-2, I mean, he was going to throw a knuckleball that. Number one, you weren't going to be able to hit, and the catcher wasn't going to be able to catch it. So I'm saying he'd throw one for strikes, to get ahead, and he'd throw this, and he was really interesting. But he'd throw that one with 2 strikes that just forget it. It was really silly to see how much the ball would move like that.
Yeah, he spent a long time. I don't know where he all went, but he might start out with the Dodgers. I'm not sure. He went around the block though. Mm-hmm. Charlie, do you remember this? There were There were only 7,441 fans on hand. I checked the old box score. Does that sound about?
Well, they obviously weren't there to see me, but
who knows?
No, I mean it's just they didn't draw real well in Arlington until the new stadium. I mean, there'd be nights.
In the year, football starting.
That's right. I don't remember where either one of the teams were. Yeah, and I think that wasn't that the strike. There was a strike halfway through, so I think they lost a few fans.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Oh yeah,
coming back.
That's
and
right.
weren't really happy with that.
No,
the season was cut in halves.
That World Series I basically didn't count. Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, 7,441. But that was your day. I was thinking, though, it was on a Sunday. It seems like
No.
I remember seeing a Monday paper on the Sentinel about that.
No, I don't. Sunday, I don't know, because I just got down there. They wouldn't have brought me in on a Sunday.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You know, I mean, I don't remember a whole lot.
What were you wearing, number 39 that day?
I was wearing number 39. That's just the number they gave me. Just out.
They didn't ask, did you? Did you get 8 right shortly after that, though? How long?
No,
did it
it was at spring training the following year. They had actually got a choice. They had released a bunch of guys in spring training and traded a bunch of guys, so a couple numbers came available. I was
Very
like, I'll
good.
take that. I started spring training in number 12, but ended up getting number 8, which was cool.
Incidentally, you got to play in the old Metropolitan Stadium right before it got blown up, and then in '82 you came back, of course, in the brand spanking new Metrodome. You had quite a first game there, as I recall, too.
Yeah.
2 homers, almost 3.
Yeah. You know what's really ironic about that whole thing is and I've got the picture. I got called out at the plate on an inside the park try that had ricocheted off the wall, and I thought I beat the throw. And,
no replay then.
Well, but the umpire that called me out was Bill Howler from Vandalia.
Yes.
And the picture, I'm like back, I was like, oh man, and he had just followed through on punching me out. It looked like he had punched me right in the face on his out call, but it's one of those things.
The play really everybody will always remember, since you mentioned home plate, was '87 World Series against the Cardinals. And when you had that
the collision,
that polite little collision at home plate, and I still remember that. Of course, is all over YouTube. But Al Michaels, and of course, he said nobody plays the game harder than Gary Gaetti, and what a knock that was. And you were out; he held on to the ball.
I was shocked that he held on to
Steve
the ball.
Lake.
Yeah, it was Lake. Yeah, I was shocked.
My goodness!
I think there was another collision at the plate too with somebody. It wasn't me. Somebody else had another collision at the plate. Of course, you can't do that anymore. So
no, I really do miss that. I get it to a degree. I don't know. It's made changes, but
I know that they can now. I took a picture of the list of the calls that the umpires can actually review, and then the league reviews. They haven't posted in the dugouts now when I went to Minnesota. So I'm just trying to think, like, they could,
because nobody really knows.
Well, I'm just saying now it's like, did he block the play? Did the throw take him in? You know what I'm saying? That's the real gray area for the umpires. It makes it hard for them, just like the.
Oh, no, it's not their fault.
They sliding straight into second base and this and that. I mean, I understand why they do it, but I just think it's, might be a little too much. But
you know what your buddy, of course I never played, but you know what your buddy Shannon would say about it, and has said about that.
Mike.
They put skirts on him, put dresses on him.
I don't go that far, but, you can't. I don't know. I just think there's some of it is a dangerous play, where catchers, some of them are better than others. And if you do it the wrong way, if you block the plate the wrong way, somebody's going to get hurt. If you roll block the wrong way, I mean, that's why those rules are what they are. But, I just feel like sometimes you can't avoid contact on the matter of the timing of the play. It's like you just can't avoid it. And then they got to make that call. Well, yeah, he ran into the catcher, whatever.
Exciting play. I want it back.
The catchers, listen, I'm going to tell you what, one of the worst ones I ever had was I was in Seattle, and I got I put, like, it's kind of like a football play at the end. It's like I got my chin on the wrong side, and I put my chin into the catcher's shoulder. I mean, I waffled myself. I was like, knocked myself out. So it's not always like the catcher, Oh, man.
Who one of the most vicious ones I ever saw from the Cardinals was Ray Lankford.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Dalton.
Yep.
From the Phillies. He was an old football player too. You were too, but
wow,
that was a hit.
Look up Bo Jackson hitting Terry Steinbach, or Kirby Puckett hitting Terry Steinbach at home, and then Bo Jackson hit somebody in Kansas City. I mean, this man was like a buffalo running.
Yes, he still is. He's doing all those commercials.
He's a great guy.
All right, let's take another pause, and then we'll go all Gary Gaetti throughout the rest of the hour, maybe even plus. It's Talkin' Sports for a Saturday morning. We'll hop right back. Stay with us.
The official team dealer of SIU Athletics, Lee Sports in Nashville, is a place to go for all your athletic needs. We not only specialize in team apparel and gear, we stock a full line of apparel and athletic shoes by Under Armour, New Balance, and Adidas for men, ladies, and children. You can also design custom t-shirts online with our new DIY design studio by visiting our website at leesports.net. You will get the best service in Southern Illinois at Lee Sports in Nashville. Family owned and operated since 1954.
Companies are hiring again. That's good news. Bad news, you don't have the skills they're looking for. Kaskaskia College can fix that. KC's welding technology program can set you up with the skills industries are looking for. More good news, classes are available at KC's Trenton Center or Crisp Technology Center. Call Sean Morris at 545-3406. The demand is there, the pay is there. Where are you? Kaskaskia College, your future starts here. This broadcast is a presentation of WCXO Sports. WCXO Sports is brought to you by the Benoff Insurance Agency in Breeze and Trenton, Breeze Dental Care, K&J Chevrolet, Reverman Chiropractic and Spinal Rehabilitation and Breeze Motor Sales, Southern Bus and Mobility, Kaskaskia College, the First National Bank of Carlisle, Reekman Brothers John Deere, St. Joseph Hospital Breeze, Med Plus Physical Medicine and Brett's Wildlife Lodge, Legacy Place, State Farm Insurance Agent Steve Klosterman and Hardy's locations in Breeze and Carlisle, Breeze Family Vision, Tempo Bank, Country Financial representatives Keith Wilkin and Teresa Richards, and Area CC Food Marts. WCXO Sports since 1999, the sports voice of the Carlisle Indians, the Central Cougars, the Mater Dei Knights, and the Westland Warriors.
What were we thinking when we designed the station? I'll tell you. We were thinking it takes all sorts to make a world.
Max 96.7.
Hello again, everybody. Rip here in the Wiegman Ford studio. Monday night, incidentally, a couple of basketball coaches will join us, and plus a TBD, I guess. For the Mater Dei Knights, Ron Shaddick from the Central Cougars, Jeremy Schubert. Right now, it's Gary Gaetti. It's our pleasure to have him in the studio. Live in studio for the first time ever. We've had him on Talking Sports and various shows for most of 30. I know, man. Where'd the time go, Gary?
You're right. You're right.
I don't get it. Hey, what about the World, and I don't know how much you watched of it, the playoffs, World Series, whatever, but I was pulling for the Stros. I like that good young team, energy, man, hustle all the time, and it was some good baseball.
That was probably might be the greatest World Series ever played. I don't really watch baseball, even though I manage it. You know what I'm saying? I don't really watch, and it's hard for me to watch on television, but I'm telling you what, that's the first time in years that, and maybe it's because I was in Sugar Land in Houston there, and the Astros were just like, they reminded me of our team in Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? Just the way they played, they were really good, really, really good, and they were fun to watch. Altuve is just the coolest.
Wow.
I mean, what a guy that has a love for the game and just shows it, and a love for his teammates, and just love. I mean, I love that about a few of the guys on this team. I mean, they were really fun to watch. So that's the first time I watched a World Series and playoffs all the way through where you don't turn it off. It's just like, I was texting late in the game. I said, this game's never going to end. It's like, this is awesome.
That 5
you know? And really, it wasn't just like, these guys were just playing the game, all of them. Both sides.
5 hours.
That's what I'm talking about.
That was a 10-inning game.
And these guys, I mean, they're going yard, and these guys are throwing 95, 98 miles an hour. It's just like, man, oh, man. They're just going for it. It's just really cool.
You obviously, a lot. Do you know Jose or a few of those guys, or do you?
I do not know any of them. I mean, I was out of there before, they started recruiting these guys.
Yeah, I didn't know.
So I don't know really anybody on their team.
Kept the foot in the door a little bit.
I know some of their coaches. But
our friend Doug Rummelman, who's down in Houston, he got to. I actually might know him fairly well. He must watch a lot of the Astros or so forth. But
well, Doug used to come to see me down there when I was coaching down there.
I thought he was. Boy, another good ball player.
Yes, he was.
Good ball player. But, yeah, it was a really good work. I thought the whole playoffs were great. I figured they would be, and they were in Houston. But, of course, that's what you got to do. Justin Verlander made that. He completed. And just in the nick of time.
What a pickup he was for them, And I know it had to be hard for the Tigers to let him go. I mean, this guy's just been a force. But one thing that really impressed me, and I love this about A.J. Hinch, their manager, because it's hard to turn away from what is successful and when it comes to your bullpen and stuff like that and coming down the stretch. Now, Dave Roberts did the same thing with Kershaw, bringing him in. That was a great move. And then when AJ did not use his bullpen but used starters in that last game, I thought that was genius. I thought it was genius because the bullpen had been struggling a little bit, and it's like it's almost like the Dodgers knew something about the Astros bullpen, but the starters, they, were different. And then when Morton came in, it was just like, he got a hold of something. He was just nasty. I mean, that was just an ingenious move on AJ's part to just use starting pitchers and not go to his bullpen.
Now, here's one, and you can't pinpoint one thing, but looking for me, though, I thought since the Dodgers lost, I thought Rich Hill, game 2 starter, they took him out after 4 innings. And I'm not second guessing. I was home.
Yes,
let him go, because you never know what that Darvish is going to do that next. And of course, I didn't expect that either. But I mean,
he's got good stuff.
Oh, it
really
messed up their whole relief corps and everything. Everything got thrown out of sync.
Rich, I mean, I don't know. Maybe he had a pattern of going. The 5th inning was his big deal. Just like, McCullers with Astros. I mean, he got up there a certain amount of pitches and then get in the 5th inning and just like the wheels would fall off. And Rich was, I don't know if they saw that about him, but he felt like, I guess Dave thought he had a deep enough bullpen to just do that. And when you get to Jansen, the game's over. But that was not the case, and that's what I'm saying. No. That's why AJ was seeing that. Dave stayed with that pattern and ended up getting burned, and AJ just said, I'm just going to have to do something different here.
See, I figured Jansen was going to be the key to the Dodgers win.
Well, he was, but I'm just saying, I think the Astros saw him enough.
Winning the World Series, I thought he's going to be the one difference maker. But
if he comes in for 1 inning, it's over. But it's like if he's coming in for 2-3 innings and then he gets just a little stale, and the Astros see him a bunch, they might pick up something, and that's exactly what happened.
And of course, in 2005, as we flash back a bit, you were the hitting coach for the Astros, and you guys went to the World Series. First time they'd ever been to the World Series, and boy, the White Sox were tough on you, weren't they? That was a good.
It was really weird.
You had a good team, though.
We had a great team. We had the lead We had the lead every night.
They were all close, weren't they?
Yeah. We had the lead late in the game from the 7th on. I think in every single game except the last one, but we just couldn't stop them. I mean, even with Qualls and Lidge, and we just couldn't stop them at the end of the game. I mean, there's a couple questionable calls, but we had the lead. I mean, the offense was doing its part, and then. Like I said, you start out on the road, and the home field advantage in the World Series is huge. I mean, it's huge. So, and even in the playoffs, and you saw that with the Yankees and the Astros.
Yes.
So and even with
Played
us,
through there.
But I mean, I felt like we should have won. We should have come back home with at least a 2-0 lead. Come back, and
instead,
then, we get swept. So it's like one of those things. But I really think if you look back at it, I mean, we had the lead and had. The horses to do the job, and just didn't get it done.
Oh, you had a real good team, man. Bagwell, Biggio, and those guys.
Kent, Clemens, Pettit,
and believe it or not, I actually always have liked the Astros. That was a pretty good rival with Cardinals, and
it sure is.
It all stems from 1969 when our whole family went to the Astrodome. It was only about 5 years old then or something.
Yeah.
We went down there on a trip, and I was 12 or so. And it was called the 8th wonder of the world for good, just remarkable.
Yeah,
I still remember. Of course, I'd have to look it up. I may be wrong, but I think Pittsburgh won 13-9. I do remember one thing: Houston fans got angrier than heck. They were trashing the field over a bad call. It was an exciting game.
Yeah.
But I always kind of liked the Astros since then, and I'm glad they won it.
Well, they've had a good organization for a long time. I came up through their minor league system, my first coaching job and full-time coaching job, and they really did it right. They had quite a few down years, after the series years, but Jeff Lunau, if the Cardinals went down, he had a plan, and he stayed with the plan, and
it's worked.
It is worked, and it is going to work for a long time. So, congratulations to them. They were really, really fun.
And they'll get at least one good year out of Verlander yet.
Oh,
he's about 35, I believe.
This guy.
Well, I think he's got a 2-year contract.
He's a horse.
Yeah.
He's a horse. He's like a Clemens. I mean, he can pitch. He can just do it.
Well, that's what I like about those guys.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, he's pitching into the 7th and 8th inning at his age. And still real strong and effective. I'm saying, give me 6 good ones. Prolong your career. You know what I'm saying? That's how you use a guy like that.
He's tremendous. No doubt.
But that's what I like too. I mean, Charlie Morton's going for the win in L.A., and who's warming up in the bullpen that has to come if they have to use him? Verlander.
Charlie did okay, didn't he?
Did okay.
I think he did.
Gas.
Yeah, I think he was. I always thought he was pretty decent with the Pirates. I mean, they had some. They weren't real good.
I remember.
All the time.
Look, I remember when he was first signed. I was coaching in Durham, and I know he was either in Indianapolis or he was in Louisville. I don't know if he was with the Reds, but this guy had some. He had some kind of arm, he was all over the place. Hadn't really learned how to pitch yet. That stuff, in that series, that was nasty. That was the guy that they signed. I think he was a number 1 pick. The Pirates, somebody back then, or the Reds. But I mean, I saw it when he was in minor leagues, and so it's just one of those things. Like, this kid was, you could see it. He had the velocity, but it's like it wasn't quite like what we saw in the World Series. But that was
got the right complement around him now. So
that's right.
Good for him. And Gary Eddie is with us, a Centralia native who made one incredible career for himself in the major leagues and in coaching and so forth after. But 30 years ago, talk about time. This is it when you won the World Championship over the Cardinals 30 years ago, 1987, G-Man. And just a whale of a series. And, well, Jeff Schnocky, I don't know if we met, but Snake, and we got tickets through you for Game 6 and 7. We spent a fortune for Game 5 down here, by the way. But that's okay. It was worth it. But it was really a remarkable series. And the playoffs, everything that rang into that. You're the MVP in the playoffs against Detroit.
I don't know what to say.
Great memories.
We ended up winning. Basically, we won the tournament. We were not the best team in baseball. I mean, the Tigers were by far the best team in baseball, the record-wise, and they had a real tough series with Toronto coming down the stretch, and we were watching. We had clinched early and kind of got to regroup and this and that, but they went right down the wire with Toronto. But, they came in, and, I mean, we just kind of railroaded them. I guess that was the time when we believed that we could do it, We at home, we played really well at home, not so good on the road, So we went through the playoffs with them, and just basically we just took it to them.
You got it done.
Yeah.
And you, in your first 2 at-bats.
I know, that kind of set the tone.
Doyle Alexander. Yeah. Bam, bam. First to ever do that. 2 home runs in the first 2 postseason at-bats.
All right. Well, cool. I just, it's just like, I'm just playing. That's all.
I remember where I was then.
And then I think it kind of set the tone. It really took because they beat us up bad all season. I think we only won 1 game against them at our place and theirs. I mean, Alexander was just, for us, he was unhittable.
Did he just come over in the trade?
Yeah, he was.
Atlanta?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Was it Atlanta?
But anyway, he did come over.
And we didn't do well against Jack Morris and Petrie.
I like Morris, yeah.
And they just had a really good team. I mean, they had a really good team. But once I guess we were like sharks or piranhas or whatever, saying, drew first blood, and then it was just like it was on after that. And then you get to the World Series. I mean, the Cardinals, think about it like this. And I say this, and I saw Jack Clark the other day when I signed autographs over here.
One of my all-time favorites.
I love Jack Clark. He didn't play at all in the series.
Pendleton
didn't either, and I wasn't sure. Somebody else was out too, so they were shorthanded, and still we had all that we could handle. You know what I'm saying? They were shorthanded on their position players. I don't know if it was Coleman. I know Coleman did play, but it seemed like he didn't play.
I know Coleman had the tarp thing 2 years earlier.
Right, but I'm just saying they were shorthanded with Pendleton and Clark out of the lineup. I mean, come on. That's a huge advantage for the Minnesota Twins.
One of them might have DH'd a little bit, possibly. I'm not sure. Not Clark, but Pendleton.
Jack didn't play.
Pendleton might have.
He might have batted left-handed or something like that. But.
Something like that. So tell us now, 30 years later, within reason, what you really thought of Tom Lawless and his bat flip.
You know what?
Did that get overblown? A little overplayed?
Yeah, I mean, we just didn't. That's the players. It's like, I'm sure a lot of that was just like, he threw it up, couldn't believe he did it himself, And yet we're just like, we're so into that, like, showing the pitcher ups kind of stuff. It's just really overreaction on our part. You know what? Now I look back, I say, hey, go for it. I personally would never do it. I never have done anything like that, but you're at home. You hit a 3-run home in the World Series. Like, why not? Who cares? I mean, he didn't.
Yeah, I don't think he had a clue. He was just in shock.
But he knew
because I've heard him talk about it since. He still lives the same.
And it's like I'll go back and say differently. I mean, we might have used it for ammunition or whatever. It's not a big deal. Look, all that stuff. I thought it was a great moment, but it did kind of piss me off at the time. But it's
who was that off of?
I think it was off of Frank Viola.
Oh, wow.
So I'm saying either way, it's
no wonder
like, what?
He's really fired up then.
But it's okay. You look back on it now and say, you know what? This might have been first bat flips. This is what started the whole epidemic.
Lawlessness of all people.
But he's a player.
Viola, great lefty.
He was good. Well, we just had
he carried the load. Wow.
Oh, he could pitch now. I loved playing behind Frank. He knew what he was doing. I knew what he was doing. And you just have an idea. And I'd go out and tell him, hey, give me a ground ball right here, because I can go home. I can go to second. So give me a ground ball right here. And he could figure out how to pitch and get a ground ball and get out of the inning, Man, we had our reunion this summer up in Minnesota.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was really a special, nice time. And, obviously a few guys were missing, but I got to see, one of our coaches that just recently passed away before, he passed away, and had a good laugh with him.
Who was that?
Rich Stelmazik was a longtime bullpen. He got
I remember,
some pancreatic
remember
cancer.
the name.
But he was stelly. I mean, we had a good laugh talking about, he's my first manager in the minor leagues.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just how he hated me at first, and then all that kind of stuff. And we made it through it, and then we spent a lot of time together in the big leagues. But TK was there, and obviously, Joe Niekro wasn't there, and Kirby, they weren't there, but it was it was a nice moment. It was good to see everybody again. We had a good time, and that's something that they'll never be taken away from you. We're the champions
Kirby
of that year.
Oh yeah, Kirby Puckett, and then they won again in.
They won again in 91.
That's when Jack Morris went 10.
Yeah, he was the man.
Special innings there. That was super against the Braves there. Kirby Puckett, yeah, he passed away too soon. Yeah. I know years ago you told me I was the best player you ever played with. Still,
without doubt.
Still feel that way. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's got to be in the top 5 of all round 5-tool guys that play the game and play it the right way and play team and just run, hit, throw, catch. All that. He's in the top 5 for me.
I think a few of us were in Kansas City shortly after he got called up. Whatever year that was. I don't know. 83?
He got called up in 84.
84?
Sure. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
We were in Anaheim when he come in there. He goes,
in Anaheim?
Yeah. He come in, it's like, he's come in the clubhouse, it's just like this bowling ball. It's like, we knew we were getting a new player. And he goes, "Oh, Mr. Gaddy, I've been a big fan of yours." And I was like, "Get out of here."
That's what
I was like, "Get out of here," And just from that moment on, he was like, I think he got 2 or 3 infield hits that day, and it was just on after that. He just like,
look at that guy run.
He could play.
Never think he'd motor that fast.
He could play now.
Yeah, you had a good infield. Herbeck over there at first base, Gagne, and I guess Tuffle for a while at second base.
Tuffle and then Lombardozzi.
Oh yeah, Steve Lombardozzi.
Yeah,
Newman. Yeah. That was pretty. That was a good. Well, it was a good club, and again, you just had tons of fun.
We did
before, during, after the games, and I don't know. That's some of that's lost now from what I hear.
Yeah. Well, I don't think the home teams don't allow beer and stuff in the clubhouse anymore, and there's some liability issues in there, but because they don't want guys drinking and driving and stuff like that. But I think the young guys miss out because it was beneficial for us to sit around and talk baseball and just hear some perspective from guys that have been there, or even sit around and just be honest with yourself about whether how good or how bad your game was and this and that. I think a lot of that is missing, but
you learned something from everybody except maybe Steve Carlton. Did he talk to you much?
I love Lefty.
I know he told us.
Lefty was and he put his piece in that year. He wasn't on the playoff roster, but he put his piece in. And he's the legit Hall of Famer, best lefty probably ever. He's just neat guy though.
We were waiting for you to come out of the clubhouse one day up in Minnesota, and Carlton never did come out. You were one of the last ones, but I remember we asked, "Where's Carl now? Doesn't he want to?" He said, "Nah, he doesn't like Citizens very much."
Yeah, I've laughed. We didn't. I didn't know if he had come to the World Series in St. Louis, but he showed up there. We look up and finally figured out who it was. There was this guy up, had a leather jacket on, had a Twins towel, Homer hanky, waving like this, but he had a rubber Halloween mask on, a bald-headed rubber Halloween mask. That was Lefty.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to be recognized as Steve Carlton, with the Cardinals and now the Twins, but he brought his little Halloween mask, and he was up there waving his flag.
He was unique, but what a picture, of course.
He was funny.
Carlton for Wise. That was one of those mistakes that Augie made over just a few thousand, but we mentioned.
I'm glad I got to know
earlier. Yeah. So, and you are in. I don't know if this, but you're a part of the Twins Hall of Fame, which is when did you go into that?
2007, I think.
Oh, that long ago already.
Yeah.
Wow. And Herbeck.
So they had, I think, Herbeck. No.
When you went in, you might have been, or still are, the only third baseman.
I don't know. I don't know if they considered Killebrew.
Yeah, I know. He played. I guess he played first at the end.
I don't know if Korkowski's in it or not, but I get to vote on it every year.
Oh, do you now?
Yeah, but it was a neat deal too. That was the 25-year reunion.
That'd be fun. I'd I like that vote.
20-year reunion. So
I like that power of the vote.
Yeah,
I always want to do that for St.
If they
Louis.
give you too many choices, it's like you get all the front office guys. I vote for everyone. All the guys that I know, I vote for them. It's like you can only vote for 5 or whatever, and then they pick. So
Can you go overtime a little bit here?
Oh, sure, I'm good.
Okay, this is a WCXO 96.7 in Carlisle. We're gonna go with extra innings here with the G-man a little bit here, and 87 ALCS MVP and 4-time Gold Glove winner, 2-time All-Star. You could have had another Gold Glove or 2, I do believe, but sometimes I know how they work out. Sometimes
it's not strictly. It's an awesome honor that the coaches vote on that. Who's they pick as the Gold Glove and Silver Slugger, but it doesn't necessarily have a lot to do or everything to do with fielding. Ooh. It's kind of like who has the best year
offensively. Come to think of it, Ken Caminiti, you should have had it. That was another year. You should have had it there, mid-90s or whatever that was. You didn't have very. But anyway.
Well, I know. It seemed like whoever was having the best year got the nod. If you could catch it all, you know what I'm saying. So there were years I had with Kansas City, playing every day. One year I made like 3 errors. Another year I made 7. And the years that I won the Gold Glove, I was up 15, 20 errors, and it doesn't always have to do with your fielding percentage or whatever. They just think whoever the best player is.
I believe your sister just snuck by security.
Hey, Cheryl.
Come in, Cheryl. I didn't see you. You can holler. Give a holler in the mic there.
Hey now. Good to see you. Good to
see you too. But a Silver Slugger, man, I was looking through those stats, and this is just the 1 year. That was in '95, right, Gary? When you were with Kansas City,
yes.
When you started pumping them and get 35 homers, 96 RBIs, but those the mid '80s, a little past 86, 87, 88 with the Twins, 3 spectacular years in a row. My goodness.
Yeah, those are good. I had actually learned a lot from a few of my teammates. Roy Smalley, especially, talked to me about hitting, and how to. And when I learned how to hit a breaking ball, how to do that, it changed everything for me. It changed my whole career when I learned how to do that.
The only year you didn't hit some home runs was that your second or third year when they changed your swing a little? Is that
well,
right?
no. What the deal was that I really. My hitting coach really didn't like me that much. And he was trying to get me to
Who was that?
Jim Lemon. And he was trying to get me to do some things that I really couldn't do, and most guys can't do. I don't know anybody that's going to hit the slider down and away to right field. I don't know. I guess I had changed trying to please them, and I was at a point where it's like, I've just got to play the way I play. If they send me down, they send me down. I've just got to start swinging the bat again like I know how.
Do it your way.
It's not just my way. It's just that
you're comfortable and you're used to it.
And that's what I used coaching now. I said, guys, hit to your strength. I don't care where the ball goes. And I was a dead pull hitter. I could hit the ball to right field, but if I tried to hit it over there, I would mess up my mechanics. And I'm saying Tony Oliva got me straight. He said, hey, this is what you do good. He said, get out there and do, what I'm saying? He would tell me, what he saw me doing well. And
there's somebody to pay attention to.
Yeah, he knew what he was talking about. I'm just saying, then, I didn't get sent down, ended up staying there. And then after that, it was, I was pretty consistent with doing what I was supposed to do.
20-year stay. Had a few games with the Boston Red Sox.
That was a weird deal. I had a really, I was coming off my second knee surgery, and had a really good spring training. I was playing first and DHing and played a little bit of third, but I was playing pretty much every day, and I could feel it coming on. It's like my elbow was starting to, I didn't really know what that was, but my knee was starting to bother me a little bit again. And then the season started, and we started on the road in Seattle, and I got off to a slow start. I was just DH, and I thought there was a few times that Jimmy could have put me into play, and then we got to Boston, and I was feeling a little bit depressed. I was just like, it was dreary and having to go through it again, and the struggles were becoming a lot more than the successes, and I wasn't playing every day. I just didn't see it, and I was just thinking, I've never seen Joseph, my son, play high school baseball, and I just said, I'm going to do something about this before it becomes an issue with the team. I'm saying? I just help them make a decision right now.
So you're just a few games into that season.
Yeah, just a week or whatever it was, 2 weeks, whatever, but it's just like, I don't really second guess it much, I know it was – I'd played a lot of games, and in my mind, I was kind of losing the battle a little bit. And then I know, like my last time, I wasn't quite tracking the ball visually, at 43, like, I did earlier. So I was like,
Word.
I was just like, you know what, I've got to do something. As much as I had a good spring training, I just think I'm done, and it's been a good run. So
incredible.
I didn't want to get into, like the papers and stuff saying, this guy should have got rid of this guy. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to
do it on your terms, right? I guess
not necessarily that. Just do myself a favor and do it now before it lingers.
All right.
And I wasn't feeling physically that great, but I don't know.
The Twins, of course, that's always going to remain special. That's who you came up with. Well, you were drafted 3 times, but you ended up with the Twins. Who was the other? White Sox and the Redbirds and whatever.
Yeah,
Cardinals first, right?
Yeah, Cardinals offered me
Cardinals
$500.
first. But yeah, $500. I can't believe you didn't. Should have called me. I would tell you to take it.
Believe me, I wanted to play for the Cardinals.
And you ended up though with the Redbirds and Chicago both, which that is pretty cool. No doubt about it. The hometown team and the Cubs. You had some good times up there in the shorter stay.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I've been growing up here and listening through the years of all the Cardinals games and Jack Buck and Harry Carey and Mike Shannon and all those guys calling the games and coming over here and watching games. St. Louis is a great baseball town. And we know that Clinton County is beer and baseball.
Breed some players.
And it's like, we played here, and it's just baseball down here. But I saw a different side of a baseball town. Chicago is a good baseball town, good sports town, period. And I got to, I had the pleasure of being able to, see it here in St. Louis and end up going there, the same year and just seeing the same. It's like the same thing, just like we had McGuire here, great baseball town. We got Sammy Sosa up there, great baseball town. I mean, they come out and support the Cubs. They really do. Everywhere, all over the country.
You were on the field at Busch when McGuire. I was going to say pounded, but that was
line drive over my head.
Yeah, I know. I was over there somewhere through Gertie that night, actually. But
that was a neat deal.
But you saw, besides all the stuff you were involved with your highlights and so forth. But I know the situation with Sosa and McGuire, of course, but still. And Brian, his name popped up again here, but you two were together for how was it?
Instructional
training or instructional league?
Yeah,
a little bit, but quite a guy, man. He is fired up big time. He couldn't. You asked the other. So I don't know if he's out of town or something or what, but or maybe he's got big head on us now. I know Gary.
No, I don't think so.
No, actually, we had him on twice in the last 5-6 weeks. Maybe just didn't want to.
We had some good laughs. We had a really nice staff over there in St. Louis. I was only over there for part of spring training, and then did some instructional league ball over there, and that whole staff. Gertie's put his time in.
15 years.
He has put his time in, and he deserves to be promoted to this situation. It's just a neat thing. He does a great job, and he knows what he's talking about. And I think they've finally recognized that this guy has done a lot as far as developing, the Cardinals pitchers and stuff like that. So I was so happy to hear that. I was so happy to hear that for him, because I know the guys that put in the time, and I know the guys and the loyalty that he's shown to the St. Louis Cardinals, and being from this area. It's just a great thing. It really is. I'm super excited for him. And the next spot's going to be in the dugout right next to the manager. So that's going to be awesome.
And see what I've been pushing for, and of course, again, I wanted Gaetti as manager and Gertie as the pitching coach.
Yeah.
That's what.
Well,
that's my St. Louis Cardinals baseball heaven.
That would be pretty neat.
It could happen yet.
Oh, I know for sure I could work with the man.
It could happen yet.
But I'm excited, And the Cardinals they put a good product out there every year. They really do. They compete.
Go a few more minutes here with Gary Gaetti as we're going along on Talking Sports. I don't think anybody minds at all. And, maybe the next time we'll get Gertie in here when see if we can hook it up. But we'll have to ask you about that Taco Bell stop. I just put that in your back pocket.
Yeah, one of those things that, like Gertie, he's got such a good belly laugh. Just one of those laughs that we have. It's just like, oh, my goodness. Yeah, we'll never forget that.
Where's Giancarlo Stanton going to decide to play? Because it's up to him. Apparently, he's got the no trade.
I don't know.
I think he's going to end up in Miami at the start of the season. Only because they're not going to get, unless they finally, I don't think they're going to get what they want in terms of cash, payout, and players. Although they might, since they're, what kind of kills me about that, Gary, is all these years, money, salaries, I know, but all these years they've always been penny pinching in today's dollars, Miami, and all of a sudden Jeter, I don't know, but I mean, He incidentally who pays himself $5 million a year to run that. Now all of a sudden they want to get the salaries down to $90 million a year. That's what they had before. Might as well kept the same owners, huh?
I build around him. The whole salary cap deal is just a mystery to me. Even though it's a free agent market, I mean, the teams that are willing to spend the money, they're still getting taxed heavy, and maybe that's part of it. Maybe he sees something in his mind, like maybe he thinks he can compete by doing that, and then taking the other monies that they stay under the cap and taking the cap money and investing it in their organization. I don't know. You saw Tampa Bay do it, but it's not. I don't know. I don't know if it's ideal or whatever, but I agree with you. I think that he'll probably stay on. I think he'll stay there.
Miami's never.
He's a free agent. I mean, he's not. He's a free agent, right?
Well, he has a no trade.
He has a no trade clause,
and they want to get rid of him.
Is he arbitration eligible?
It's just that contract. I don't know what it is.
Well, if he's arbitration eligible, that he'll bomb him.
He's got the 10 years, $295 on his pact. So, but he has a right to refuse, so he can pick his. One team I would not, because I saw something the other day about
even if it's Miami, he still has to pick. If he's not under contract, he still has to pick them as one of his teams.
Yeah,
they may not pay him, but I mean, it'd be their choice to lose the guy. Then he might be out there on his own. That's how the game works.
Hey, I know you want before you get cap it off, however, but you talked about Clinton County baseball. Heck yeah, all the players. I mean, including major leaguers, of course, and pro players and so forth. But you got jump start. I mean, fabulous career at Centralia High School. But during that time, you came over here and played for Voight Lander Legion ball.
Great experience.
I was lucky and proud to play with you just 1 year, 1974. We had 5 pros on that team. Yeah.
I know. I mean, it was just that was one of the funnest things. And you can.
I tell people that, and some people don't. I said, we had Wilson Tucker and Rick Durbin and John Lackey, Dave Warnicki, and you. And, Lackey was on the cusp of AAA. Dave in AA. Yeah. Rick, I think, rookie.
I mean, even years before that. I mean, it's like was what did Bruce was Curry? Did he get a?
I think he had some tryouts.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah. But we had obviously Vern Holtgrave from here and Pat.
You know what was so cool about the whole thing is like we had a schedule. I mean, we played basically every day in the summer.
Me at the Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah. All right, boys. We'll meet at Piggly Wiggly at 5 o'clock.
We did. I think we had Thursday nights off or something.
Yeah, but I mean, we played over almost 70 games in the summer, and it was like, kind of grooming you for like what a an everyday minor league job is going to be like. And we played ball. We played against some good competition. That was just fun.
Honestly, that was the best summer of my life.
It was one of the funnest things I've ever done too. I just like playing American League baseball here and in Beckmeyer and just all around Clinton County and going different places and traveling. And Voight was such a character, and it's just like everybody on the team. It's just like we're out there having fun, It's just and competitive. I mean, we're playing.
It was extremely good baseball. Yeah. They were really Ken Obergfeld. I don't know if you, but we had him. He's with the group. Did you see him the other day? Then
I did not see him. No.
But I asked him about you, and we had Obergfeld on 5-6 weeks ago, and he said, "Yeah, no, I remember Gary and stuff." And I had a little fun with him because at KC we knocked them out of the postseason.
Really?
And they had a better. They whipped us twice during the regular season, but we got him when it counted.
That's right.
But he claimed to not know that the Cardinals were gonna sign him as a free agent. They came to us before the game and they told us that if you guys beat him, we're signing him tomorrow.
Really?
And we beat him, and he signed him with him the next day. But he's
good player,
very good player,
a great player.
I think he's playing shortstop then. But anything else, Gary?
Well, there's a lot of guys in this whole area that just slip through the cracks. I mean, I don't know. I was in there playing. I wasn't outside looking in at whatever, but I know there were guys that obviously that were playing that were just it's like I considered them like better than me. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't looking,
but there were.
I mean, I thought Dave Warnicki was a tremendous athlete.
He was, and he laid out one season.
Yeah, and just like this guy was he could do it all. Pitch, hit, throw, short. I mean,
remember Joe Charbonneau?
Sure. Yeah, he was great.
I was on that team with him. Warnicki 1 year in the minor leagues. Beer bottle.
Joe's a interesting personality.
So you Where's he at? Do you know?
Well, I played against him in double.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was an interesting guy.
So Dave was off the team. He wasn't with him then, huh?
I didn't see him. No, I'm sure Dave would have said something to him.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I mean, this was in 80. Oh, this was in
And
81.
he did lay off a year, so who knows?
Yeah,
maybe.
right.
Anything else? I know you want to definitely throw in a award.
No, I just if anybody's listening over there, I just got to give a shout out to the Carlisle Health Center and the staff over there for doing such a great job, and my mother's over there, and I just want to say thank you for the care that you've shown her, and just I see the love that you have for the people that are living there, the residents and stuff like that. It's just a quality health care facility, and I just really appreciate it. I just want to say thanks to them for doing that, treating my mom like
they're pros.
They're really good.
Yeah, I saw that.
I appreciate
firsthand myself. But your mom's good people. Your dad was, and that's another. Your dad took kind of. I think when you first went over to Voight, he pretty much told you to shut up and listen and play, right?
Yeah.
This guy knows what he's talking about. Just pay attention and swing the bat.
It was fun.
All right,
good memories, good times.
Yeah.
Good memories,
well, this was great having you in studio for
Thank
sure.
you.
This is fantastic. We always have you on every year. I'm doing a show somewhere. We have you on and stuff. And Gertie does one. He couldn't make it. Really,
that's fine.
He said to be sure and send his hellos and all that good stuff. And who knows, maybe in this late winter or something before he goes down, or we'll see what happens. Gertie, he's got that mansion. Just stop by on the way. Maybe we'll catch him there. He's probably.
I thought I've been driving past it. I'm thinking about driving in the driveway, but I was like, I don't know.
That's a busy place. I mean,
and I told you, you know what? I've never, as much as I've played baseball and lived around here and done this and that. You know what and I love the countryside and it's like.
You told me, so I know. So you go ahead.
I've never ridden on a combine. I don't even really know I used to have a tractor, when I lived.
Yeah, you did. That's what I heard.
But I mean, I've never ridden on a combine, and I just think it's intriguing to me to see how they supply, the grain and stuff like that. And it's
really that's one thing. And another thing, which I do believe you want to do, is Dwayne Brinkman Dink and his I always,
ultralight.
Yeah, I always forget what he is. Is that what it is? All I know is I ain't going up there.
Well, I know Roy Halladay had a little. Oh, I saw Burrowhead the other day. I said I stopped by, but yeah, I mean, I would have to do that. It's just like, but
I got no guts, man. He took his mom up. His mom went up. I won't go up. I'll be down to bomb though with a 6-pack of beer.
It's just one of those things. I just like a few of those things, but it's just like I just think I love driving through these cornfields. And I mean, yesterday I'm driving back from Carlisle, going to Central City to see Joni, and it's like there was like clouds of geese out here. I'm talking. I have never seen anything like it. They're over there again this morning.
Don't see that in Houston.
Oh man, well,
no,
I've never seen it here. I'm just saying I'm talking thousands and thousands. They got to be geese. They're flying around. They're in clouds like those starlight. It's like, this was just impressive. And all the years that I didn't hunt living here, and it's like, now that I see this, it's just like, this is just a neat area of the country,
It's pretty good.
Stuff. Oh, I'm really.
I suppose that's why I've stuck around. I like it.
Yep.
I mean, but you found your way out through Major League Baseball. That's for sure.
I'm not sure
that was great.
Well, I wasn't trying to get out. I'm just saying it just turned out like that. But I'm saying, looking back on it, there's a lot of times I wish I'd come back and invested, a lot of my life, in gratitude for the whole area. You know what I'm saying? It's just I'd like to get to that place now, but I'm just saying it's just have so many good memories and just like feel like there's so much I could have and should have done and maybe if I could still have
I hear things now. You've done plenty, but you know what? There is time even to throw bonus stuff out there. So as far as that goes, all right, G-Man. Where'd your sister go?
She is.
Cheryl, just say hello.
Hello.
Get into the mic there.
Can you speak into the mic, sis? Say hi. Hi, sis.
How you doing, Cheryl?
I'm doing fine.
How you doing,
there you
girl?
go.
Good to see you both.
Good to see you.
I thought maybe we had I didn't get a good fan.
Trespasser.
We're gonna have everybody coming in.
I thought if there was security, I would say who my brother is.
Oh yeah, right.
I'm the security.
Who is your brother?
I think we have a problem, don't you? If I'm the security, we have a problem. All right.
I'm my mom's son.
A bunch, Gary, for coming in.
All right, Rip.
And we'll get back to you later, and I'll be looking forward to those years when you skipper the Redbirds with Everskirt by your side. I'm not giving up on that myself.
We'll see. We'll see.
All right.
I'll be seeing you around. We'll be coming back. I'll be seeing you. Thank you for having me, too.
All right. Thanks a bunch. That's Gary Gaetti. We had a trivia winner, Dwayne, and so forth. Monday night, we have Jeremy Schubert and Ron Shattuck and the Athlete of the Week, too. And, down the highway we go with Wednesday night and so forth. That's Talking Sports for Saturday morning. I hope, and I know you enjoyed it. Talking Sports, real sports talk on Max 96.7 WCXO.
Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7 was powered by Mako Elevator in Centralia. See Mako for a variety of fertilizer, seed corn, and seed soybeans. Talkin' Sports was brought to you by Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in Centralia. Kaskaskia College. The future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Emin Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. Nordike Funeral Home with 5 locations to serve your needs. Lee's Sports in Nashville. McKendree University in Lebanon. Country Financial Representative Marvin Gerdes in New Baden. Seaver Brothers in Carlisle. And by Becker Jewelers with locations in Breeze and Highland and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Thank you for joining us for this WCXO sports presentation of Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7. This broadcast was a presentation of WCXO Sports.